Today we answer a burning question that's on everyone's mind. With interest rates heading in the wrong direction and inventory being where it is the real estate market going to crash in California? More specifically, is the market in Healdsburg and Sonoma County on the edge? So let's simplify what's going on in what some would call a crazy market. The Sonoma County market, and Healdsburg in particular, has been experiencing quite the frenzy over the past few years, with median home prices increasing over 20% from August 2020 to August 2022. As recently as this time last year in Healdsburg, 32% of all homes were getting multiple offers. But that was never really sustainable. If we look at the current market, then house price appreciation has definitely slowed to the point where over the past year, it's under 4%. Which, to be honest, is still pretty good return, but it's lagging what you could get in a money market account, which definitely hasn't been the case for quite a few years. If we look at another key metric, it's definitely taking longer for homes to sell, with the average number of days on market slowly inching upwards. Although, whatever metric you look at, it's still very much a seller's market. But how long will that last? Can it last with people looking at interest rates in the 6 to 7% range? I know from my own personal experience working with sellers and buyers, there are still a lot of people out there who have the ability to purchase property outright with cash, which definitely plays into the overall health of a market like Healdsburg. If you follow this channel, you'll know that Sonoma County, and especially Healdsburg, has a few idiosyncrasies as a market that preserve its health compared to some of the other markets. There are still a lot of buyers who are earning Bay Area salaries, which are on the whole 1.5 or even 2 times as much as Sonoma County salaries. So in relative terms, a home in Sonoma County or even in Healdsburg does not feel as expensive as it does to someone earning a local salary. It's been well documented that we're about to enter a huge wealth transfer from baby boomers to the next generation, because boomers born between 1946 and 1964 are the wealthiest generation on the planet. Given the nature of places like Healdsburg, it's attracting some of the wealth as boomers either settle up here or, if they live here, are continuing to spend on real estate for themselves or for their families. Healdsburg attracts buyers from much further afield as the town continues to establish itself at the forefront of the food and wine industry, and its ability to attract high-end real estate developments such as Montage. For better or for worse, developments such as Montage attract people from all over, from Chicago, from New York, and internationally, seeking to own a trophy real estate asset as a third, fourth, or fifth home. There's no question the Healdsburg market has undoubtedly been on a remarkable run. However, it's crucial to note that markets, even the most desirable areas, can't keep booming forever. If we look back in history, we can see patterns of market cycles. Peaks are often followed by corrections. It's not about if, but rather when. There are several factors that can influence a housing market correction. Interest rates, you've got economic indicators, you've got housing supply and demand, and even global events. If we look at the key indicators, the only one that is really pointing to a correction is the high interest rates. The housing supply and demand is still in a fairly healthy place, largely because of the historic lows in inventory. Even the economic indicators are pretty healthy, despite many of the larger tech firms having tightened their belts. That being said, it does feel like we're only a couple of bad quarters economically that could tip things in the wrong direction. But if there is a market correction, it's not necessarily a bad thing. If we look back at history, we'll see that market corrections are part of the natural order. They're essential for maintaining a balanced and sustainable market. It's easy as a buyer or seller to react to market news with heightened emotions. However, it's crucial to understand that corrections are cyclical, and they can also create opportunities. It just means you need to be more focused than ever on your goals for real estate investment, and really think about why are you purchasing the home you are, and also being clear about your short-term, medium-term, and long-term intentions. If you watched my recent video on Is Now the Right Time to Buy, I talk through the best strategies for investing in the Healdsburg real estate market when the market is a little uncertain. Whether you're buying a home or investing in a property to get a financial return, your research and insights need to be sharper than ever to both identify value and potential value. So what are the things that will impact the market moving forward? There are a few factors that will continue to drive the Healdsburg market and, in my view, make it more resilient than most markets. First up, the demographics of the buyer. I've already touched on the wealth of baby boomers. There's no question the older demographic of the Healdsburg resident will play a major factor in its resilience when it comes to real estate investments as people continue to look at Healdsburg as a great place to settle either now or in retirement. It's also no secret that Healdsburg is a popular place for people in the Bay Area who work in the tech industry to buy a second home. I mean, so far in 2023, 64% of homes purchased in Healdsburg are not owner-occupied, which means they're either rental properties, either long-term or short-term, or dedicated second homes. So that figure was 47% in 2020 and 52% in 2021. So the number's definitely on the rise, which tells me it's only increasing in popularity as a place for people from out of the Bay Area to invest in for either financial or personal lifestyle reasons. I just can't see the demand from the tech industry buyers in the Bay Area of all ages reducing anytime soon. In fact, because people now have more flexible about where they can work, people who do have a second home up here are likely to use it a lot more. The next thing that will impact Healdsburg when it comes to overall market resilience is the transport connections. In 2025, Healdsburg could well have a smart train connection to San Francisco. I mean, if you want to know more about that, check out my video all about the arrival of smart train, and I'll put a link in the description below. I mean, it will likely take you 90 minutes to get from Healdsburg to San Francisco on the train and then to catch the ferry, but it will be a stress-free journey, allowing you to work as you go. And the other big deal for a lot of people is the ease with which they can get to Santa Rosa Airport to fly up and down the West Coast, and then even fly to places like Texas to then get connections further afield, both in the US and internationally. I mean, this may not seem like a big deal, but the experience is just so much better than flying out of San Francisco. I mean, it's a real plus for the Healdsburg area. The other thing which will impact the overall resilience of Healdsburg is its overall growth. Over the past few years, Healdsburg has attracted real estate investment from some incredibly notable high-end developers, which not only attracts new investors into the area, but it also continues to raise the bar for existing real estate. You only need to walk around town to see the number of homes undergoing extensive remodels or new homes being constructed. As these homes are completed, and as the new developments such as Mill District and Montage sell for the prices they're selling for, this only continues to drive up the price of real estate in many downtown neighborhoods. So do I think there will be a crash? The short answer is no, I don't. Is there likely to be a correction? Absolutely. Now, I know this might raise some concerns, but remember, a market crash doesn't necessarily mean a catastrophe. It's more about a correction to ensure the long-term stability of the market. For the smart investor, there will inevitably be opportunities that will deliver returns when the market takes off again. And let's not forget, over the past year, which, by all accounts has been, not a great market, prices have still increased, in the low percentage points. If you are thinking about buying, then as long as you look at it as a midterm or a long-term investment, you likely won't regret it. You just need to buy a property that fits the profile for a good long-term investment. I get calls all the time from people moving homes specifically around the Healdsburg, Windsor, Santa Rosa and Sonoma areas. So do reach out to me if you're looking at buying in and all around Sonoma County or would like to know more. My number's in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you'll love the next video on screen right now. Thanks for watching. Until the next video, go well.